They get rid of the brood mother, so there is going to be respect between these gamers, between these teams. You don't really want to play against that hero, especially not on Wraith King. Insatiable Hunger does a lot to Wraith King. And when I talk about this one a lot, the fact that the hero has such low armor, yes, he does end up going Helm of Iron Will almost every game. He gets himself phase boots as well. He eventually becomes a hero with a lot, but he's not great at clearing out the spiders. He's not great against Broodmother in the early laning phase, so why play against it if you don't have to, right?
Exactly. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And Ogre Magi gotten rid of next on the Silent Wildcard Gaming. I imagine that's one that Sammy Boy has on his mind quite a bit.
It's just such
He's
a
picked
good
up the Bane
five, man.
himself. Yeah, it's a decent 5. I wouldn't say that it's amazing. If
Bloodlust
it's
is
like a
just
safe
too
pick, right?
good. It's just too good. They
Yeah.
also have played it in both of their recent games on
What?
DogChamp.
They
Okay.
banned out the Witch Doctor. That is very surprising. You know this hero has one of the lowest win rates right now?
True. But great in Aghanim's Labyrinth. That's what I would say. I played him yesterday. We did some fun stuff with him. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, I saw that you were playing on difficulty 2.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had
that's
this speed
amateur
run.
hour for you
We
right
were
there.
speed running and playing, like clearing caverns, getting points, trying to finish out this little battle pass before it all expires,
Yeah, I was trying to ping you for something. I said, "Ricky, please respond," and you were just ignoring me. It was kind of hurtful. And then I saw
Uh,
you were playing Aghanim Labyrinth.
I
So
have this thing called streamer mode enabled most of the time, which specifically says if neph messages you, do not show notifications.
is that how streamer mode works? That's all right. Yeah.
No, it's typically all notifications, but I modified it a little bit. I got the
All right.
spirit breaker
Well, it
here for
makes
DogChamp. Good pick. Good
yeah,
pick.
they're gonna be makes a lot more sense. They banned out the Ogre Magi now. The Ogre Magi with the SB can do a lot of damage. It'd be a solid position 5 for them. So I'm glad they at the very least don't have to deal with that now. The question is who they're going to pair up with the Keeper of the Light to make effective use out of this Chakra Magic and out of him being able to leave the lane to stack camps. Or if this Keeper of the Light's going to be played in position 5 potentially. But it's almost always Yaren on this. I can be almost certain about that one. So it means it's probably going to be a 3 Spirit Breaker as 5 SBs is
Yep. I'm with you
god
entirely.
awful.
Yep, I'm
Yeah.
with you entirely on this. It's a little bit surprising because we haven't really seen Lukey take the Spirit Breaker. A lot of times it's been pretty much his Mars, his Legion Commander, that we see picked most often if his Pango is not available. But we see both Mars and Legion Commander still in the pool, but yet they still go for the Spirit Breaker. So we'll see if they make it work. You do have Keeper of the Light for the reduced cooldowns, which is really sick for charge, but
Dyer's turn to pick.
there's the Lich, a hero that's been getting a little bit more popular this tournament, considering we hadn't seen it much at all before.
Tide Hunter.
That's a good pick.
I like the Tide Hunter. To be able to get I mean, usually when Wraith King goes down, I mean it's good against Wraith King because the Gush is minus armor. You can anchor smash him and ends up doing a lot of damage. It clears out of skeletons. And usually when the Wraith King gets back up, his team is positioning around him, being able to drop the Ravage heavily punishes how Wraith King takes team fights or how the team responds when he ends up going down. So a safe pick here for sure. Pairs up nicely with the Snapfire as well. Lots of minus armor between the little Shredder and the Gush.
Yep.
You can do a lot with the Aegis Smash in this lane as well. So a number of reasons why that one is super good. Ricky, I gotta say, Wildcard Gaming is absolutely on point with their drafting today.
You
And
think so?
I say that because you have 5 seconds of reserve time left on DogChamp. Wildcard is still at full reserve time here. They know exactly what they want to play.
And I think they're actually correct on this ban. This makes a lot more sense. The Mars, like I was saying, I'm looking at this. None of these like scream Lukey heroes to me, and it makes a lot more sense when you consider the fact that it's probably a mid Spirit Breaker, something that we've seen come out a lot more often. So yeah, I think banning out the last little bit of his heroes makes sense. You can remove the Legion Commander as well if you'd like, and just try and secure yourself a stronger lane. And there it is. Yeah, the Mars LC. So target banning Lukey
You're
once
so
again.
smart, Ricky. You are so smart.
But it's mostly wild card here with the smart drafts. Sam's Sam knows what he's doing.
The real smart ones are anyone who can keep up with you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
It's all right. At least you're pretty, Neff.
Thank you. And I got my juice box.
5 seconds.
10 seconds left. Your DogChamp decide on their last hero. I don't know what's going to be. I'm going to be honest.
Turn to pick.
They go for the Magnus. It can kind of take advantage of this Keeper of the Light. It can improve the Wraith King's farming. Is it going to be Spirit Breaker in the mid lane instead of And a Magnus in the offlane though.
Yeah, Lukey plays the Magnus definitely, so that's gonna be his play. Like he's
Yep,
not.
that's-
I've never seen him take the Spirit Breaker, but I've seen him play Mag a decent amount, so I like that choice. And then Eve's gonna grab the Templar Assassin for the safe lane. A really solid pickup into the Wraith King. Farms well. Doesn't really struggle to the Magnus lane either, because Magnus.
I mean, if you think about it, Spirit Breaker is kind of like Pango in the way that you go through people, you stun them. I'd imagine that would be right down his alley.
True. Pango is more of a role based hero though, right? Like he's a very role oriented hero, and I feel like Lukey's gonna try to stay on
That
theme
made
there.
perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of rolling, Spirit Breaker is more of a running, and I think Lukey wants to stay on theme for that.
Yeah. Wildcard ended this with 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Their full reserve time, by the way.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
They
I don't
just-
think I've seen that in a very long time, if ever.
He just
have I
went
seen a
right through the
team.
draft. Sam's like, "Yeah, this is what we're doing."
Mhm.
No
Didn't
worries
even
at
take a
all.
moment to consider what DogChamp might be doing, but I do prefer Wildcard's draft here. I think that they've spirit draft for game number 1. DogChamp, they're no slouches though. They're a team moving up in division. Moving up in Division 1 to play with Wildcard there in the next DPC season. DogChamp, not to mention, they ended up beating some pretty solid teams already so far this tournament. So even though Wildcard come into this favorites, I do prefer their draft. DogChamp, they could pull some absolutely crazy shit here, especially if you get to the late game with the Aghanim Scepter and Spirit Breaker. You've got double charge from Keeper of the Light.
One thing I do like is the fact that DogChamp has managed to tie up all their series, like after what was like pretty rough game ones, and it just shows that like this team doesn't really, they don't give up. They want to just continue to play their game and adapt into the next one. And so far, it's been working pretty well for them. So happy to see that always.
Yeah. Guys, Yamson has a test, please. Does he? Oh, he's got to finish his schooling stuff. I think he means Yves, by the way.
Yeah, so
Yves?
the reason there is a stand-in for game 2 is Yves has to leave to go take a test, which means IX Mike will be standing in, and most likely we're going to go back to seeing Sam take the 1 position since, that's what he used to play.
Keep some danger off the road.
Clever.
Is it a driving test that he has?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize it was a driving test.
The true heroes are the ones who wait all the way.
Yarn just cursed your family.
False?
All right, let's get this show on the road. You start with a Blightstone here on the Snapfire. I prefer to see this. And again, just looking to punish this Wraith King for having incredibly low armor. He starts with double gauntlets in his inventory, so he is pretty tanky. Lots of base damage, but the Gush Little Shredder, he should just melt. We'll see. Bloody 9 is pretty far forward, and they have vision of him going underneath the tower. I'm surprised that Divine Llama didn't go for that.
I was thinking
He
about
could
it.
have. He could have gotten that kill, I think. Actually, no, not with Alex so far out of position. But according to Gush, like at the same time he goes in the tower and takes that shot.
I will say though, every other region's all chat is completely inferior, and this is the most based all chat region of all time. I love it here, Neph. This is great. All right, Eves, they know they've got a sentry down, pretending like they don't. Lukey with the skewer, surprise! They bring it right back into 4. Stonebank here as well. He's gonna go for a second meld. Wait a minute, it's just so crazy it might work. No, it's not. They got another sentry.
They're all at full HP. What do you mean it's crazy? They're gonna pull it off.
I was clicking
the counter
frantically on
right.
the other heroes, like, does any of them have another sentry? I mean, he does force a second sentry drop in the mid lane, There's technically
No.
3 sentries across mid. You ain't planting a ward here anytime soon, but still.
Yeah,
Get the first
unfortunately,
blood for the Barra.
yeah. Fortunately, they end up giving first blood to the enemy team mid laner. He gets himself boots at the start, so he's gonna have a lot more damage on his greater bash. It's not really gonna help him secure CS in the lane against Kunkka though, and I think Kunkka still's got a decent amount of harass for him. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane is the little shredder combination with the
Very
Gush.
strong.
Yeah, B9 taking
Gush
a lot of
plus
damage from this.
Blightstone. Yeah, it's like this combo is always really strong, so you have to be very careful. And B9 just going to use the Frost Blast to try and harass out as much as he can early, since he does have those 2 mangoes. This is one thing that makes Lich good, right? Like, his spells are really strong. He has good range. Really good for harassing, but once you run out of mana, it becomes a little bit more difficult. What are you chuckling at? You taking? You watch? What's going on over there, Neph?
Just chatting with best admin Dougie.
Ah, I see. I see.
Yeah. The man's just built different. Top lane, Eve's dropping pretty low up here. Yarden is forced to back up, use the salve on himself, but Eve's has to be kind of careful for a moment.
Hey, he did go meld 1, which is not ideal. Ooh. Stonebank gets a kill bottom onto Alex. He ends up going a point in Sinister Gaze. That's not something you see all that often. Normally, the Frost Shield, just an ability people like refuse to not level up, but I think people like underestimate Sinister Gaze. It can be pretty dang good.
They made it a little bit better now that it drains a little bit of mana from heroes. Using it isn't as costly as it was in the past. Like, you just use mana to do absolutely no damage, but with the Wraith King here, it forcing you a little bit out of position. You're forced to turn around as well. The stun duration, like the effect of it keeping you in place is a little bit more than its stun duration, because you're forced to turn around.
So I played Lich last night in Aghanim's Labyrinth. Very fun if you get the like AoE Sinister Gaze that spawns the Ice Spire, because you just throw it on the final boss. I had like 2 refresher shards. I just triple chain frosted him from 50% HP to 0. It's good stuff.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like 2,300 damage a bounce. It was good stuff. So
That's
for those of
pretty
you
good.
who aren't playing Lich, you're missing out. There's a lot of fun stuff. You got 1 week left to play Aghanim's Labyrinth. If you haven't done it, do it.
No.
Also,
I need
please
to
keep it in the game. Copium.
Have you beaten Apex Mage yet?
Yeah, I beat it a while ago.
No, I still haven't. I keep on saying that I'm going to get around to it, and I get busy with other stuff. Like Pokemon Legends
I
Arceus.
was gonna say I know what you're gonna say it is. You and this stupid Pokemon game.
It's not stupid.
My
You're stupid.
my like 9-year-old niece really likes it, Neff.
Lights out.
Dude, you're so hurtful.
It's a great game, sure. I believe you. I'm just gotta have some fun with it, you know. You know what also is having some fun? Mid lane Spirit Breaker. This is a fun hero.
Yeah.
You just charge at people, you bash them, and then they die. It's quite a way to play life.
I don't think he's going to be able to do much this game, though. Unfortunately, when he's up against the Kunkka inside the lane here, Kunkka having so much HPs. Oh my god, he actually got the bash here, so he's going to get the rune. All right, I was wrong.
It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Just bash him. I was looking at the triangle. Is Yaren's just doing the Keeper of the Light stuff where he just stacks a bunch. Sam tried to intervene, but the stack was so large that he was going to take a ton of damage, so he just let it stack.
But I'm I dropped pretty low down here in the bottom lane. So he just, doesn't want to walk into the camp to stop the stack. They're going to have to invade at some point. I will say Yarn is absolutely amazing at making sure his camps are stacked.
We saw the cut yesterday, like pull out some of the most ridiculous stacks that we've seen on the Bristleback game that like nearly kept them in it, nearly won them the game, but they end up eventually losing still. But supports, man, they've been doing a lot of work in this region.
They have. I mean, he just enables Rayleigh to have a good game all the time. Rayleigh is not going to be able to clear out the ancient stacks, but he will be able to do the hard camps. Alex?
He's on the run. I don't know if he's going to get out. Okay, he's fine. But yeah, meanwhile, bottom lane, Alex getting chased here by B9. Couple auto attacks. He's going to get the Courier Fist. No, the crit from Stonebank. Divine Llama will be able to chase down the Lich, though. Back to Lukey in the top lane. Rayla Lisa has made the rotation. Gets the Nether Strike. Gets a bash onto the Bane. Won't be enough to finish him off. One more auto attack it is. And Eves will have to make it back to the tower. So Lukey able to stall that out long enough, it seems.
I mean, we saw a little bit of action down in the bottom lane, but the fact that they took so long, kill Lukey. He survives all of that. He goes for a Ring of Health as his item. I'm not crazy about this. I'm not sure what you're going to turn this Ring of Health into. He has a headdress. I mean, eventually does he plan on building a pipe? It doesn't seem like a very good pipe game.
It could just be a casual headdress for the moment.
It's never a casual headdress. I mean, it is on IO, but I don't know what he plans on doing with these items. He has a lot of HP regen here, and he's playing against a hero that he kind of needs armor against. It's also going to mean that he's a pretty slow blink dagger this game.
Ooh, bottom lane rotation from Esk. I almost said Ease. From Esk as he gets the kill there onto B9. He's just going to haste himself back to the mid lane. See you.
Yeah, and quick work of the heroes. So you have Zeke just clearing out the camps himself on Yaren? Or is he softening him up for...
I think he's worried that they're going to get taken, and so he's just farming up himself. This is honestly something that he does pretty often on his Keeper of the Light. Charge comes through. Back to the top lane. They've got their eye on Eves. I don't know if he can do this alone, so... Yeah, he gets the, he gets the trap, ends up slowing him right in front of the Templar Assassin, and just dumps a little bit of damage back his way.
All right, Sammy, he managed to find the Nightmare under the Keeper of the Light.
He gets in range for
he's able to
Torrent.
finish him off.
He's going to try. Yeah, he gets him. Just 2 points brain sap. It's enough. Another strike does come through. Esk with a Tidebringer from the high ground into the X. The boat to follow, but the Frost Shield isn't going to be enough to keep him alive, and it looks like it might be. Gets away with the bulldoze. A nice RP there from Lukey. Skewer sending him back towards the tower, but Ray Lisa wants nothing to do with this.
Lukey almost got
he could have gone for the Tidebringer cleave, right?
He tried to there, then he realized Spirit Breaker was a little bit too fast. I'm not sure if he saw his movement, but he like kind of turned around for a moment, as if he was gonna go for that hit. But he almost pulled him into the Spirit Breaker and let him cleave off of him to get the kill. I'm sure that he got yelled at for that one.
He's like, bro.
I just got out. What are you doing? Pulling him towards me.
Ray Lisa back in the triangle. They do see these stacks being made. They just leave the shovel on the ground. I'm sure Yaren's going to be happy to take that. There's the D ward. They knew there was one here. They just had to find it.
Yeah. I mean, that Bane was hanging around for a while. He soaked up all the XP from Yaren as he was clearing out that like quadruple hard camp stack.
Esk mid lane. Top of the Sinister Gaze into the charge, cooking forward. Nice stun. No Nether Strike available though, so Esk just takes a little bit of chip damage, but he's going to be fine. We haven't really talked much about this bottom lane. We have Stonebank on the Tidehunter, 3 points in the Anchor Smash. Just trying to farm up against Stonebank on the Wraith King.
Yeah. I mean, Divine Llama, Tidehunter is just going to be Tidehunter. Very rarely are people able to zone him out of the lane. One of the few heroes that is able to do it is a Witch Doctor, and we actually did see a Wildcard ban that one out, so that might have been a preemptive one. All right, never mind. Doesn't look like Tidehunter is just going to get to be Tidehunter anymore.
Yeah, he's getting chased down, and he's finally dead. It was a great charge from Ray Lisa. Top lane, as you are correct. Looking to go aggressive onto Lukey, but a little bit of misplay potentially there. I don't think they get the kill anyway. He's got Skewer, right? Too difficult to kill.
Yep. Skewer gets him out of there. And he'll move right back up into his triangle. It's dewarded for now, so you know it's fairly safe. Luke can farm this without a care, but he does need to start working towards his Blink Dagger. I feel like he's going to come out pretty slowly this game. Man doesn't have a ton of last hits, and he started by going Headdress and Ring of Regen. Sorry, Ring of Health.
The Ring of Health is something you can definitely just turn into... Honestly, I think this Headdress is like an eventual Guardian Greaves pickup. I think that's what it is. It is just a casual Headdress into what may end up becoming like a mech into Guardian Greaves, but that's like much further down the line, and it is like a decent cost-efficient item early on, just because it gives you 2.5 HP regen. Stack that with the Ring of Health. It's a lot. It's a lot that stacks up. Okay, end up finding the Spirit Breaker. Nice rotation. The X-Boat plus the Mortimer Kisses is enough to finally bring down the Space Cow. It's a lot of damage that comes out from Grandma once you get that level 6.
Yeah. Nothing he was able to do. Both of them... Whoa, they did within 1 damage of each other there. I'm not sure if you saw the fight recap. 655 damage from the Kunkka and 656 damage from Grandma.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Alex, once again, I mean, we talked about just yesterday when he was playing this hero, how good he is on the Snapfire. So I'm really excited to watch him again this game. He almost single-handedly like kept him in the game against the against the Morphling, but late game struggled just a little bit too much. See if he can do something similar in this one. Mid lane, looking to find the Kunkka here. Another strike back into the skewer. Sam as well as Divine Llama rotating it. There's gonna be the Chain Frost though that comes out after the Ravage. Divine Llama doesn't find anything except maybe his own death here. It's gonna be able to just chase him underneath the tower. Charge comes through. It's enough with the shockwave. 2 big kills mid lane here from DogChamp. Wildcard. Gotta set up for something. You do have Fiend's Grip, but
yeah, not without your Kunkka, not without your Titan. Nobody stand in front here for you to take this fight. Even if they get Stonebank, I mean, he's got Reincarnation.
Sam needs help, but Lisa taking a lot of damage there. They could go for a Fiend's Grip. TP coming in from the Kunkka as well. They pull him forward, just jumps it right on top of the Wraith King. Ends up getting pushed back as well. Sam perfectly happy with this. Wraith King, first life in trouble, but he gets the arm and toggle, but it's not long enough. Sam charged through from Lisa. Perfectly done, connecting onto all 3 as falling low once again. He just respawned, and he's gonna go right back into the grave. B9 on a sliver of HP, able to walk away. Divine Llama trying to rejoin this fight on the Tide Hunter, but charged from Lisa. He's got his eyes set on Alex here. No mana left on the Snapfire.
Alex is a long way from home.
He's
gonna try to get the Roshanite.
Ooh, close.
Ooh,
actually
very close.
But DogChamp, man, 11-4, looking good after that. They aren't really that far ahead in gold. A lot of this being the Templar Assassin effect from the safe lane, but you do have a lot of map control now, having 2 towers taken and plenty of space for Stonebank to farm.
Yeah, part of that team fight, they were actually ahead in XP on the side of Wildcard, but DogChamp, they bring it back after managed to find that many kills.
Yeah, you're right. That's big.
Yeah. It is. Now, really, so he's almost got a Shadow Blade completed. Once he's got this, he's going to have a lot more kill potential. Like, catching him out as he charges into you with these Observer Wards is going to be much harder. He's going to be doing a lot more damage with his Charge of Darkness as he comes into you. Game is about to get a little bit more difficult. Tide Hunter on the other side of the map. He's got a Vladimir's Offering queued up next.
This is an interesting one.
An item that we rarely see anymore.
Potentially the Helm of the Overlord is the only thing I can imagine, because
I mean, that is just so expensive.
It is really expensive. The Vlad's is one of those things that does synergize really well with Anchor Smash in terms of sustain, right? Like, if for those of you that remember, Anchor Smash does provide, you know, lifesteal because it is considered an attack.
They smoke up.
It might work, but yeah, we'll see. Smoke up here from Wildcard. Probably just gonna go right into the Roche pit. Check the high ground if they find something. That would be nice. Smoke's gonna get popped. Who they find? It's Yaren. Or rather, Yaren finds them. He's just gonna wiggle his way through the trees. Sam comes in with the Nightmare. They do have Fiend's Grip to play with. Lukey charges on it. There's the Fiend's Grip right away, but the charge canceled thanks to the Ravage, and Mortimer kicks from downtown. The boat connects as well. Big fight win here so far for Wildcard, but the Chain Frost starting to bounce through, do its damage. They need to get out. B9 doesn't get caught by the Torrent, but Sam is there with another Nightmare. And they should be able to bring down the Lich in just no time at all. So that's going to open up the mid-tier 1 tower. And Roshan is on the table if they can take it fast enough. But Lukey respawning and having RP, it may not be so easy.
Yeah, 8 seconds until he's back up. They might just settle for this regeneration room, but that was such a sick Ravage there by Divine Llama, sitting in front of the rest of his team, getting between. I mean, it's kind of lucky that he happened to be where the Spear Breaker was coming from, so we could sort of see him coming, but keeping that Fiend's Grip going, getting the Ravage off onto everybody, forcing a disengagement there on DogChamp. So excellent play by Divine Llama.
It was Ravage and Boat and Mortimer Kisses. Like, they hit every big spell. Like, the Magnus and the Spear Breaker got hit by everything. That was super sick. Lag from both teams here, it seems.
Yeah. Surprising. It might just be some client issues that we have going on, but it does give us a moment to, I guess, analyze where the game is at. We did see that Spirit Breaker completed his Shadow Blade after that last team fight. Had it sent out, he's going to be a lot stronger. Luki, he almost has his blink dagger. I mean, if he had that previously, he would have been able to catch out those heroes as he went to go save the Keeper of the Light. But like I talked about, this Ring of Health really did delay things, so he doesn't get his blink dagger until the 15-minute mark. He has a couple other items, but I think he's gonna have to start to get rid of things. The mana boots don't feel extremely useful. The Ring of Health, I'm not sure what we're gonna turn this thing into. Maybe he just goes into a Lotus Orb. I mean, you're playing against a Bane, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not bad. It could be. Ooh, hold on, mid lane. Nah, okay, they're fine.
Yep.
They are putting their
just gonna
attention
turn
on the
into a Lotus
Roche
Orb.
Pit, and they might be able to get it here now that Stonebank finished up the Desolator. And Wildcard having no ultimates available, looks like they're just going to give this one up. So really sick play, really good call here from the side of DogChamp. So Aegis going to get picked up there by Ray Lalisa. On his way to that BKB is his next item. I think Esk has his on courier right now. It is. So Esk does have his BKB completed here. Divine Llama walks into 4. Skewer off the mark though, thanks to that nice Nightmare dodge, but Divine Llama just goes down anyway. Just too much damage coming through from the side of DogChamp as they look for more, trying to get their hands on Sam, but nice TA trap there to slow them down.
Now they're gonna go right into the tier 2s. I mean, if they grab this, they just get themselves outpost. I see no reason to try and invade the enemy team jungle before they get this tower. Fortification will force it back for a moment. Come on, don't tell me you're gonna leave. Stay, stay, stay. Everybody's TPing in though.
They are indeed. Luki, I mean, they're under a ward. They don't necessarily know the Stonebank. Who is going to be careful, but Luki with a 3-hero RP skewers him right on back in, but the damage just too much from this Templar Assassin as they get their first kill, and Divine Llama with the rotation back in. He's got that Ravage available. Let's rip with a 4-staff save there from Yarn. They're only going to find B9 on the Lich instead, and if he gets out on Stonebank, it's pretty big. TA trap will get popped, trying to slow him down. Do they have a way to catch him? The X, it comes out just in time. Yarn unable to save him with the blinding light, and Stonebank ends up dying anyway. Double kill there for the Snapfire. Beautifully done by Wildcard.
Yeah, RP committed for that one as well to try to turn that one around. I mean, you see an RP like that, they're right beside you, but unfortunately for the duration of the RP, he were controlled up by like the torrent and the boat there. So Wraith King just not able to do anything. A sick RP is not always a sick RP if your team isn't able to follow up, and the rest of the team just wasn't there. Just the Wraith King, and he thinks, okay, well, at least cleave him down or something like that, but no. Too much time of that RP wasted while the Wraith King was disabled, unfortunately. And now, mid lane, we are in.
Sam trying to get his hands on him. Luki comes in, nice blink. Skewer sends him right where he wanted to go anyway.
It was interrupted.
Oh, so that is like a pre-casted Fiend's Grip is what that was.
Yeah. Yeah, he just targeted with him. He wanted to get that as quickly as possible as his team was behind him, and he's close to the tier 2 tower, so you don't want to nightmare him first. But it ends up getting interrupted instantly from this skewer.
Bottom lane, bash, bash. Alex goes down to double bash. Ray Lalisa, hold back in. The boat mistimed by Esk. Actually, kind of a big deal is Ray Lalisa might end up surviving because of it, and he does. Those are mistakes you can't afford to make.
Not against a team like DogChamp. And he's just going to head back to base. He'll be back in the lanes in no time at all, thanks to Charge and Shadowblade. Almost has this BKB completed as well. He's only like 1,400 gold away from it. Yeah, he's going to charge over the mid lane, clear this one out, and then be on his way. Top lane.
Sam going for the reach around. See if he can find Yarn here. Yarn, he's getting sandwiched between a lot of different heroes. Eve's up on the high ground. Cookie there to stun him up. Stonebank wrapping on in as well. Gonna try and find the Bane, but doesn't have the damage. Brain Sap will keep him alive.
Yeah. Nice move there by Sammy. Looking at one more crit there on the Wraith King. I guess he figured he would have more than enough damage, and he didn't want to commit any further forward. Stonebank just being disciplined enough to know, okay, I can attack him for about this long. He brings saps. He doesn't want to chase any further forward than that, which is fair.
I love watching Spirit Breaker
charge really slow.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, okay, I guess I won't go anywhere. From like 100 MS to 1,000, that easily. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Top lane, Nightmares caught the Wraith King. Sam, again, he doesn't have Fiend's Grips. He got wasted in the mid lane, but they've got so much physical damage from these two heroes. Divine Llama, he's got a Ravage waiting to use it. There's going to be RP. It comes out in time, though. No RP for you, Luki. Mortimer Kisses as well, doing the work. Double kill for Eves on the TA. The tips come out. Oh
There
no.
was no way they were going to be able to take that team fight to release it down in the bottom lane that entire time. He had just charged the creep wave there. He couldn't have gone to the top. His TP was on cooldown as well. He had no way of getting up to that fight. And he's your Aegis holder as well.
Yeah.
So, last couple of fights, we have Wildcard mentioned to bring it back after a rough couple of team fights themselves, but at the very least, Rayleigh almost has this BKB. At that point, it's going to be easier for him to fight into these heroes. But we just haven't seen a good use of the RP yet this game, I feel.
Yeah, just been...
The team is never able to follow it up. Wildcard, you know, they're keeping the pressure going, and they can see these heroes on the side of DogChamp, like, usually out of position when they commit onto the Magnus, so they know. Like, even if he lands, like, the sickest RP in the world, if there's no damage to follow up, then we aren't really that concerned about it.
Not so safe harbor, eh?
He is going to Lotus Orb, by the way. He just needs the plate mail for it. But again, your damage on your position 3 is kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it is a good Lotus Orb game for sure. We talked about that one earlier. Aghanim Scepter done now on Yaren. So Will-O-Wisp is going to be something quite a bit of a nuisance to deal with.
Yeah.
Bottom tier 2 tower under siege. They got catapult. Plenty of damage coming through from the Kunkka and the Tidehunter. So should get this fairly easily. Yamsun TPing, or no, sorry, not Yamsun. Yaren's TPing back to get ready to defend. Meanwhile, top lane, they're putting their own damage in as Stonebank with the skeletons going to make quick work of this tier 2. So they do trade, and they should be able to grab each other's outpost. Smoke up here from Wildcard, though, as they just want to head right into their own jungle. Maybe intercept the side of DogChamp. Rayleigh
Not
mid
for
lane.
another 26
Pops the
seconds.
smoke.
I don't think Wildcard Gaming want to fight just yet. They've got 19 seconds until Ravage is available.
Mortimer kisses. Do they have detection? They do. Inside the pit, he's going to be forced to BKB, and the feed script from Sam is there. No one able to help him.
Yeah, if he got the bulldoze off before the Fiend's Grip connects with him, he might be able to get away from that one, but he just takes way too much damage. I mean, you pop a BKB there, certainly you're not going to get Fiend's Grip.
Oh my goodness, the
sorry,
torrent
not
for
for you.
vision into the X. A really sick play there from Esk.
Yeah. Nice prediction. Exactly where he was going to try to get out. But yeah, surprised they managed to take that, but...
Willow's mid. On to Sam. Yeah, you just can't do this. Yeah, they don't have anywhere to follow this up. Potentially, like, you get the Bane, but the rest of the team's behind him, and Sam's just going to walk right through it, see if he can find someone instead, and Eves just finds the Lich. Alex on the backside looking for Yaren. TA Trap will slow him a little bit, but the Horseman is fast.
Yep. They managed to get away. I actually crashed in the middle of that team fight. Or not crashed, it kicked me out of Dota TV.
You shouldn't do that. Don't get kicked out of Dota TV.
I didn't do anything wrong.
It's all right. Game's still in beta. I think it's fine.
Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure what happened in that last team fight. I mean, I came back to the tail end of just seeing Lich dead, so I imagined Wildcard, you know, completely outplayed them, absolutely destroyed them. Ravage is still off of cooldown as well, so...
They didn't really do anything, to be honest. It was just like, they dropped a Will-O-Wisp, and they're like, all right, never mind, and then Eves just killed Lich.
I also... It says that Roche has respawned on my timer, even though I don't see him in the pit.
1 second until possible respawn, and we are now 2 minutes, so... It's a little bit away. Sam, Nightmare top lane, finds the Spirit Breaker. No bulldoze to follow this up. Of course, since he's got the boat, just absolutely bursted down with the minus armor. You go from, what, almost 20 armor here on the Spirit Breaker down to probably negative, like, 3 or 5, so... It's a lot to deal with.
Very quick work.
Will-O-Wisp there to make some space here from Yaren, seeing if they can actually find a place to start this, but Mortimer kisses in from Alex, giving them vision as well as just slowing them down, preventing the escape. Lukey catches the trap, gets the Lotus, but doesn't prevent the X. And Alex with a haste rune, just gonna scatter blast him right into the enemy team. Divine Llama, he's got a Ravage, he's gonna let it rip, but the BKB from Stonebank protects him, and nobody ends up going down to that. Esk has to BKB himself. Chain Frost playing pinball there between the two, but they managed to find the Wraith King with a wraparound thanks to Sam's Fiend's Grip. And now Stonebank, no BKB. No reincarnation, but it looks like for now will survive.
Yep. No more disables. Everybody's gonna walk back. Spirit Breaker doesn't want to give this one up though. Rayleigh's charging in. Oh, he
Trap
settles for
does
Divide.
pop. He doesn't do a lot of damage here. He's going to be forced to BKB, and TA just melts him.
So much damage coming out from Eves this game. Oh my god. Templar Assassin lay it into him, and the tip comes out afterwards. But man, what were you thinking running into those 3 heroes? I mean, he stopped at the Tidehunter. I thought he'd keep going for the Kunkka.
Oh, they find B9 as well, Sinister Gaze, but just pulling you closer to your enemy.
Yeah.
Godlike
That
spree
Frost
here for the
Shield.
TA.
Yeah. That Frost Shield not even mattering. He ends up blowing him up just as fast as he would otherwise. He's got 3 points and 50% damage reduction. I mean, if the Magnus or the Spirit Breaker in front, they have Frost Shield on them. You have the extra. If you have 4 points, you have the extra 10% as your level 10 talent. Like, you can significantly increase your survivability against the Templar Assassin, but at the moment, it doesn't look like anybody's standing their ground against Eves. 16k net worth, almost 17k, and I don't think they can stop this Roshan either. They don't have Ravage available, but they're not even going to try to contest them inside this pit.
Nah, Aegis and Shard's going to go the way of Eves here. He's super happy about that one. The increased trap count, the silence that comes from it. Now Will-O-Wisp in the triangle. Chain Frost going to come out, doing a lot of damage to Sam. He is dead. Will-O-Wisp will finally go down B9. Just getting rained on from the Mortimer Kisses. They try to cut off the escaped Vilama, obviously with the Axe Gush. Quite annoying to play against. They will not find anybody else.
No. Hard for them to take the 5v5 fights when they don't have Ravage available. Still another 20 seconds till that one's back up. So, Wildcard, they're just going to take these tier 2s. Open up all of the tier 3s and the high grade and then work on that one. 18k net worth advantage. It feels so much worse than that, though. These last couple of team fights, it just felt like there's been no solution. Either this Tidehunter or the Kunkka. And he's obviously been very good with his positioning. 100 to 0s heroes so quickly. He's working on this Daedalus next, and he's going to have it pretty soon.
Yeah, Yaren is just doing coddle things, pushing the lane. He actually misses 2 of the creeps, so unlucky for him. They are pinging out this top tower. Stonebank, mid lane. Protected for the moment, thanks to all the damage reduction, but still, you get chunked pretty heavily here by the TA.
Yeah.
If they can protect these 2 creeps, they're pinging them. Sam's like, don't let it die. Torrid comes through, and it looks like it's going to live to fight another day. Now they get to put some damage onto the tier 2 tower here. Esk in the trees. Oh, the Gush hits 3 on the backside, and Divine Llama looking for a path to entry. A lot of damage coming in from the TA as well as Esk just finds Raylisa in the jungle, or in the trees rather. He's gonna be forced to BKB and back on out. Lukey skewers on in. Fiend's Grip from Sam managed to catch the Spirit Breaker. No help as B9 goes down as well. Wraith King on the run. He's still got that reincarnation, the BKB to follow it up. They're gonna buy back here on the Lich. Divine Llama gets caught inside that RP, but he's still got the Ravage. Looking for a time to use it, but Stonebank with the BKB. They're waiting out the duration. There it is, the Nightmare just long enough, and Eves so deep in the enemy base, doesn't care. The GG comes out as they take down all 5 heroes of DogChamp, giving themselves that game 1 victory.
Yeah, these team fights, I mean, it felt like Luke was never able to get in and get a good RP off. At the very end there, I'm not sure if he caught it, but Blink Dagger forward tried to get this Bane in the middle of him, trying to jump like the Keeper of Light or something like that, pull him back in the base with a skewer, but end up just slightly off the mark. At that point, his Blink Dagger on cooldown. He's not able to get on top of people with this RP. The Magnus had felt kind of low impact, partially due to some of these bad jumps, and partially due to the fact that this team was never in position to follow up on a good RP. And I like Yard on the Keeper of the Light, but this game, it feels like Wildcard played super well against it. If you can stop Raylisa from having these heroes that can abuse the Chakra Magic, then I don't think you're nearly as afraid of Yard on this Coddle. It just doesn't sync up with the rest of the draft as much. So a couple of issues here with the drafting and team play on the side of DogChamp in game number 1, but Wildcard looking very solid. They need to shut this guy down, man.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on this one. It really just seemed like they had a much easier draft to execute here on the side of Wildcard. The Magnus felt definitely out of the comfort zone for DogChamp, but yeah, just a really solid performance once again from Wildcard. What we've been seeing from them so far in the tournament, it's looking really good. But we're going to go to a short break, everyone. We've got another game coming up right after this, game 2 of DogChamp versus Wildcard here on the BTS Pro Series Season 10. So stay tuned. We'll see you after the break.